comment,
and subscribe for more content.
Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
What's up, guys? It's DK Wrestler here, and today we are going to be ranking every Harry Potter Funko Pop. Now, I do want to mention, as a little bit of a disclaimer, what I mean by every Harry Potter Pop is literally every single Harry Potter Pop of the character himself and not the entire set of Harry Potter. And that's because there are like over 150 Harry Potter Pops, and to do a ranking video like that is going to take a while, and I don't think you guys would be willing to just sit around for like 2 hours watching a ranking video of all the Pops. So I thought I would do just the character himself. We'll probably do a Ron video and a Hermione video, since they have about the same amount that I think Harry has, which I believe is about 40 different Pops. And then maybe in the future we'll do a video of like every Harry Potter Pop from certain years. That way it's a little bit easier, since Funko is always constantly updating the lineup of Harry Potter with new Pops. But without further ado, let's go to the Tiermaker website and rank every single Harry Potter, the character, Funko Pop.
Alrighty, so here is every Harry Potter Pop that is made thus far by Funko, which the categories from worst to best for this Tiermaker list is leaves a scar, little bit savage, I know, but I had to make a worse category. Could have been better, not bad, really good, and the boy who lived as the top category. So the very first Harry Potter Pop we're going to be discussing about is the, well, very first Harry Potter Pop, number 1 in the Pop Harry Potter lineup, which this is going to go under not bad. It's a not bad looking Harry Potter Pop, but obviously we have seen better made in the future after this one. Next up, we have ourselves the Quidditch Harry Potter Pop, which I do own this one, and I'm going to say it's really good. I like the overall design of this Pop compared to what the original Harry Potter Pop looks like. I think they did a better job with the way they have the eyes and the glasses, especially with this Gryffindor Quidditch outfit with the broom there. Then we got ourselves the Hot Topic exclusive Harry Potter with the Sword of Gryffindor, and I'll put this under not bad, and if I were to go specific, it will go in front of the original one just because there is more detail added to the Pop. It's a little bit better than the original one. It's an updated mold. Plus, it was a really cool scene with Harry Potter using the Sword of Gryffindor on the basilisk in the Chamber of Secrets. Next up, we have ourselves the Harry Potter with the Tri-Wizard Tournament jersey, which I can't exactly remember if this was actually a common or as an exclusive. Some of these photos don't even have the exclusive sticker on the Pop's picture here. So I'm going to put this one, you know what? I'm going to put it behind the original one just because I like the way the original one is with the normal cloak that Harry Potter is wearing. And then there's definitely a way better Tri-Wizard Tournament Harry Potter Pop that was made that we'll get to in discussion about later on. Next up, we have ourselves the Barnes & Noble exclusive Harry Potter with the Sorting Hat, and I'm going to put this at the end of really good. I know the Harry Potter Pop itself isn't all that detailed, but I think what really makes up for it is the detail they put into the Sorting Hat Pop and how it's got such a nice facial expression, and then Harry does look kind of scared as terms of his facial expression. So even though the body isn't doing anything because he's just sitting on a chair there waiting to figure out if he's going to get sent to Slytherin or Gryffindor, the head and the Sorting Hat definitely make up for the detail. Next up, we have ourselves the Target exclusive, even though the picture shown doesn't have the sticker on it, Tri-Wizard Tournament Harry Potter with the golden egg. And I am going to put this, I'm going to put this in between the Sword of Gryffindor and the regular Harry Potter, just because I do like the Sword of Gryffindor a bit better, and yes, there is the golden egg, but it does have a bit more detail than the original Harry Potter Pop, which is why I put it under not bad. Next up, we have ourselves the Hot Topic exclusive Harry Potter with the H sweater, which I'm going to put this under could have been better because I feel like it's one we didn't necessarily need at the moment, especially of when this was made, because this was part of the earlier waves of Harry Potter. I'm pretty sure this is the scene where I think it was Ron's parents gifted him and Ron sweaters with the first letter of their name for Christmas during Philosopher's Stone. So I believe that's where the scene came from. I don't exactly remember. Next up, we have ourselves the Harry Potter with Hedwig Pop exclusive to Hot Topic, and I'll put this at the end of really good. And because you got pretty much a Pop and Buddy with Harry Potter, you got Hedwig. He's wearing the cloak, pretty decent Funko Pop. Next up, we have ourselves the San Diego Comic-Con 2017 shared with, I want to say either Barnes & Noble or Hot Topic, because those two stores were very synonymous for bringing Harry Potter pops for Comic-Cons. The Harry Potter riding the broom and catching the Quidditch. And this is going to be the first pop under The Boy Who Lived. Definitely a bit better than that original Quidditch Harry Potter, just because of the fact that he is riding on the broom. It's got the stand with it, and he's trying to actually catch the Quidditch, which I think is a really nice added attention to detail. And I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, this is actually one of the more expensive Harry Potter pops. So it definitely makes sense because it's a much better improvement compared to the already really good Quidditch Harry Potter pop not on the broom. Next up, we have ourselves the Harry Potter with the Prophecy, and I'm going to put this at the end of really good. This could have went either at the end of really good or at the beginning of not bad, and it's a little bit of a personal reaction because of the fact that this is from Order of the Phoenix, which is one of my favorite Harry Potter films / books. So I really do have a personal reaction because of that. Plus, I do like the detail that they have on the pop, where obviously it's an older Harry Potter, so his hair is much shorter than what it was in the earlier books / movies. So I really enjoyed the attention to detail that's put into this pop. Next up, we have ourselves the Harry Potter with the Marauders map, which I am going to also put it at really good, but at the end, mainly because, once again, Prisoner of Azkaban, where this is from, is actually also one of my favorite movies / books for Harry Potter. And I do like the detail with the Marauders map. And essentially, once again, they did have the different hairstyle for Harry, where it is a bit short but long at the same time compared to the other movies. Next up, we have ourselves the Harry Potter with, I believe it's called Firebolt, which is the name of the broom, which is a box lunch exclusive. And this pop, I'm going to put this at, I'll put it right in between these two pops. I do enjoy the detail with the broom and everything, but I don't think it's quite as good as both of the Quidditch Harry Potters we are looking at. But I do think that it is better than the two pops we just talked about, just because of, once again, the detail. It's got a broom in his hand, which is really cool. Next up, we have ourselves the Harry Potter, and I believe it's called the Herbology class, which is the class with the plants from Chamber of Secrets. I'm gonna put this under not bad at the beginning because of the detail involved with the plant and how they really executed the facial expression very well with this. I think they did a cool job even with Harry's facial expression in the Funko Pop, but I don't think it's as good as the pops that we are looking at for the really good category. Next up, we have ourselves Harry Potter with the Broken Arm, which is going to go under the end of not bad. I do like that Triwizard outfit one better than this one, and I believe this Harry Potter was from Chamber of Secrets, if I'm not mistaken, when Harry plays the Quidditch game and he breaks his arm, and then Gilderoy Lockhart tries to do that spell but makes his arm a little bit jello-y, so now it's in a cast for the moment. So I think it's cool that they ended up making that. It's kind of one of the highlight moments of Chamber of Secrets, since I wasn't entirely the biggest fan of Chamber of Secrets, if I can be completely honest. Next up, we have ourselves the box lunch exclusive Harry Potter entering platform 9 3/4, and this is going to kick off The Boy Who Lived. Definitely one of my favorite Harry Potter pops that Funko has done. I love that they ended up doing this. Harry Potter with the trolley, it's got Hedwig and some of the luggage, and then obviously the wall there with the platform, I believe 10 on one side and 9 on the other, because that is exactly how to get through 9 3/4, is going through the wall between those platforms. So it's really cool they ended up doing this. Next up, we have ourselves Harry Potter in the U-Ball outfit from the Goblet of Fire, and I'm going to put this at the beginning of could have been better. And it's not entirely a bad pop, it's just they couldn't really make it so detailed for the scene that it was involved. Next up, we have ourselves the Patronus Harry Potter, and I'm going to put this, I'm actually going to put this right in the middle of not bad, because I have seen this pop before, and I think the translucent blue color of this Patronus Harry Potter pop actually turned out better than I imagined it. A lot of times when Funko does some sort of translucent effect to a Funko Pop, and it's a color like blue, it doesn't look as good as we have with the Glam Trot, but I think it looked pretty decent when you actually hold this pop in person. Next up, we have ourselves the Harry Potter with Invisibility Cloak, the Funko Shop exclusive. And this is going to go at the beginning of Could Have Been Better. And I know this is going to tick a lot of people off because that is a very memorable moment in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, except the fact that I feel like because it is the Invisibility Cloak, they didn't make it partially translucent as it should be to make him invisible. Even if they had done just a Harry Potter head with like a body mold that is translucent, I think that would have gotten the job done of showing, oh, he's got the invisibility cloak. Next up, we have ourselves the common version of the Harry Potter holding the invisibility cloak, and this will go at the end of Not Bad. Mainly because in this version of the Funko Pop, he is actually holding the invisibility cloak to actually show off and not actually putting it on, so it makes sense that this pop is not translucent, which is why I like it a bit better than the invisibility cloak that was a Funko Shop exclusive. Next up, we have ourselves the Barnes & Noble exclusive Harry Potter with 2 wands, and I'm going to put this at the beginning of Not Bad, and it's because of the fact that this is a newer pop, the detail has evolved compared to that original pop, and for the fact that obviously this is from actually the Deathly Hallows, where he's holding his wand and the Elder's wand, once held by Dumbledore, but then later taken over by Voldemort. So it was a really cool pop to make because of the fact that this is pretty much showing the ending of the entire Harry Potter series. Next up, we have ourselves the Harry versus Voldemort pop movie moments from Goblet of Fire, and I think this actually has to kick off The Boy Who Lived, and I think no pop is going to surpass this, mainly because you are showing the very first encounter between Harry Potter and Lord Voldemort. You got the spells going at the same time, and you have that kind of, I don't know exactly what to call it, but obviously their spells are like bouncing off of each other, and then it creates that circle as shown in the pop. They got some cool stance and facial expressions, and even the platform that it's on, where it's the grass, because they are in the graveyard during the Triwizard Tournament. So it's really cool that they ended up doing this, and I feel like this is a lot of people's favorite Harry Potter pop. Next up, we have ourselves the Harry Potter at the World Cup pop, which I believe was a San Diego Comic-Con 2020 shared with Barnes & Noble exclusive. And I am going to put this, I'll put this right here in Not Bad. It's a not bad looking pop. He's wearing the, like, is it Scotland, I think it is, that's representing for the Quidditch World Cup colors right there. And there's also the Ron Weasley one. It's pretty decent, but obviously it's from like a simple scene, so they couldn't really like evolve the detail as terms to it. I think it's as best as it possibly could be. Next up, we have ourselves the Harry Potter holiday pop, where he's holding, I believe, is like a head wig, like ornament. And I'm going to put this probably at Could Have Been Better. And that's because I believe that this pop was just randomly made. I don't think it's from any of the movies. I could be wrong, but I simply don't remember what movie this would be from if it was a part of a movie. I think it was just simply, let's make a wave of Christmas Harry Potter pops, and then let's have Harry holding an ornament that looks like Hedwig, or whatever the ornament is supposed to look like, because the photos are so small from what I'm looking at right now, so I can't exactly tell what he is holding in his hand. But overall, it could have been better, and that simply probably could be that it shouldn't have been made. Next up, we have ourselves the FunCon 2021 exclusive shared with, I believe it was Barnes & Noble, maybe it was the Funko Shop or Hot Topic, I can't exactly remember. Harry Potter with the Winged Key from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and this is going to go actually at the beginning of Really Good, and it's because of the fact that it's on a flying stance. He's got the broom, except this time he's chasing after the Winged Key and not the Quidditch, or not the Quidditch. I think I've been calling it Quidditch the entire time. It's the Golden Snitch, I believe, is what it's called, of what he is trying to catch for the game of Quidditch. So that's why it's a little bit lower, but obviously because it's on a broom, and unlike the other Quidditch pop, that's why it's ahead of it and topping off Really Good, at least so far, because we still got a decent amount of pops to go. Next up, we have ourselves Harry Potter with the Philosopher's Stone from the recent 20th anniversary wave of Philosopher's Stone, or Sorcerer's Stone, I should say, for American viewers, pops. And this is going to go at the end of The Boy Who Lived, and I know it's very simplistic compared to some of even the pops on Really Good, but I think it's the detail that's added with like the scuffing and just all the dirt marks and everything and the ripped clothing is what really makes up for this pop, because of the amount of detail for that specific scene that was put into this pop and why it's much higher than a lot of these Harry Potter pops. Next up, we have ourselves Harry Potter with the Trolley Pop Deluxe, and this is going to kick off could have been better. And it could have been better because there is a better pop, and that is that platform 9 3/4 deluxe or movie moments that we talked about earlier that's in the Boy Who Lived category. There was really no point of this pop being made, to be honest, unless they were to recreate the moment in Chamber of Secrets, I believe it was, where Harry Potter is trying to run through the wall and he actually doesn't work at that time. So if they were to do that, it could have been higher, but it could have been better because it shouldn't have been made. Next up, we have ourselves the Funko Shop exclusive Harry Potter with the Hogwarts letters. And I'm going to put this at the beginning of really good. I don't know what it could be that could make it under the Boy Who Lived. I think it's really cool, though, where he's wearing, obviously, his normal attire as he's living at the Dursleys. And you have the abundance of letters because, obviously, Harry's guardians don't want him going to Hogwarts, and he's constantly getting letters in. And then it comes through the chimney, and there's just abundance in that scene. It was a really funny scene that finally they adapted into Funko Pop form. Next up, we have ourselves the LA Comic-Con 2021 Harry Potter with Honeydews Pop, I think it's called, the little chocolate frogs. That's limited to 2,000 or 3,000 pieces. I can't remember, but I'm going to put this honestly at like the beginning of not bad, actually. I like the detail with the kind of clothing he's wearing, as you've seen in the Funko Shop exclusive pop we just talked about. He's holding the honeydew chocolates, but then also the reason I put it there is because it is holding a lot of value. I think the last time I checked, it was almost close to $600 Canadian as terms of the value. So depending on when you're watching this ranking list, who knows if it's higher than that at this point or it's lower than that at this point. So it's got some decent value, which I think is why it's under not bad. Next up, we have ourselves the Harry Potter with the Owl Emporium Pop Deluxe. And I will put this under really good at the second spot. And it's mainly because I do like the idea that there is a deluxe with Harry Potter in some sort of building. I kind of wish it was like the Quidditch supply store that I think they ended up doing with Ron, I believe, where Harry gets his first broom, or it's Harry gets his first wand. I can't exactly remember, but the Owl Emporium is okay. I mean, he's picking out Hedwig, but I felt like he should have had a different building. Plus, the detail is pretty sweet. Next up, we have ourselves the, I believe it's Amazon exclusive, Harry Potter and Albus Dumbledore with the Mirror of Erised, which I think on our podcast that comes out this week, that I actually called it Arised for some reason, but Erised is how it's actually pronounced. And I'm going to put this right in between the Hedwig Harry Potter and the Firebolt Harry Potter, just because I understand why this pop was made. It's for a very specific moment in Philosopher's Stone where he's looking in the mirror and he sees his parents in there, because obviously the Mirror of Erised shows what your deepest desire is, because Erised backwards is desire. So he's seeing his parents and wishing that they were there. And Albus is behind him asking him, like, do you know what this mirror does? So it's that whole entire scene, and it's kind of cool that they ended up doing this, but I think what really makes up for it and why it's under really good and not bad is because of the popified form of his parents in the mirror, and himself, I guess, looking in the mirror. Next up, we have ourselves the Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, and Hermione Granger 3-pack, and I'm going to put this... I'm going to put this in front of the regular Harry Potter, and that's because most likely you're probably going to get one of each of these characters, and instead of getting the singular pops, you might as well get the 3-pack. Next up, we have ourselves the Harry Potter with the Voldemort FYE exclusive 2-pack, and I will put this behind the regular Harry Potter because I feel like maybe people don't want the Voldemort pop. I mean, there's people that will probably get it, but I feel like there is a decent amount that would only want just Harry Potter himself. Next up, we have ourselves the Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, and Hermione Granger Herbology 3-pack, and I'll put this in front of the regular Herbology because once again, you're probably going to want to get all 3 versions of these characters, so you might as well, instead of getting the singular pops that they did, you can get the 3-pack that is involved with all 3 of them to save you a couple dollars. Next up, we have ourselves the 4-pack of U-Ball Harry Potter, Minerva McGonagall, the one dude, I can't remember what his name is, from like the one school, and then I believe it's Harry's date, which is like something Patel, I can't remember her name. That's going to go under Leaves a Scar. The first one on Leaves a Scar because I just don't see the significance between these four characters besides they're all at the dance at the same time, but I don't really think these characters interact with each other in the Goblet of Fire during this scene, besides obviously Harry Potter's date, but like I think the guy's name is Igor that's here. I don't even think Harry really interacts with him, and then McGonagall is just a little, I don't know. If it was like Harry, Ron, Hermione, and then someone else, then maybe, but I mean, I don't know. Next up, we have ourselves the Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, Ron Weasley, and Albus Dumbledore Holiday 4-pack, and this will be at the end of Leaves a Scar because already I wasn't a fan of the singular holiday pops. What makes Funko think that I'm gonna want a multi-pack involving these singular pops already? If you already have the singular pops, not really a point of adding a 4-pack. I just think it was a waste of time in my opinion. Then we got ourselves the Harry Potter with the train pop rides. There was also the Ron and the Hermione that had kind of like the carts to go along with it, but this is the front of the train, and I will put this probably under really good. It's just a matter of where I'm putting it. I'm gonna put it probably in between Quidditch and the Sorting Hat, and it's mainly because of the detail involving the train of why I have it surpassed here. Next up, we have ourselves the Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, and Ron Weasley with Gringotts Dragon pop rides. And I will actually put this probably, I would like to say in between the Winged Key and the Emporium Pop Deluxe. And that's mainly because this is really cool. I like the idea of somehow they involved 3 characters into a pop rides, which I don't think it has really been done before up until this point. So it was cool that they were able to pull this off, especially because there aren't that many pops for the Deathly Hallows. And last but not least, we have ourselves the 18-inch Harry Potter with Hedwig pop. And I'm going to put this under could have been better at the middle of it, behind the invisibility cloak, because I don't really think a 18-inch version of Harry Potter should have been made. If you were going to make an 18-inch pop from Harry Potter, it should have been of Hagrid's younger brother. I think it's Groppy from Order of the Phoenix. That definitely would have made sense because of the size of that character to make it an 18-inch, instead of taking a main character that obviously isn't that big and making it a mega-sized Funko Pop. Anyways, that is it. That is every Harry Potter, just the character itself, Funko Pop that Funko has made thus far as of the recording of this video. Maybe depending on how many there are as you are watching this video, I will like reply to a comment maybe, and you can say, hey, where would this pop go if you were to rank this? And then I will list it, unless there are so many in the future that I can make a 2-part video of this.
Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video on ranking every Harry Potter Funko Pop, make sure you smash that like button, comment in the comment section below, and let me know if you agree or disagree with this list. And as said in the little intro, make sure you press the subscribe button for more content like this video in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching today's video, and hope to see you guys next time. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.
Follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at A Funko Popcast. If you want to check out some of our other content that's featured on our channel, you can click either the playlist that's on your screen right now featuring previous episodes of our weekly podcast, A Funko Popcast, or we have suggested a video for you guys in relation to today's video.